Good morning, everyone. Does that sound okay? Okay, good. It's June 30th, the last day of June, last Sunday in June, in fact. Welcome to White River Buddhist Temple. And we will start our service with Sutra Jusei Ge. You'll find it on page 23 of your purple service book.
Can I ask that everyone please put your hands together in Gassho or bow your head in contemplation as we say together, Namo Amida Butsu, I take refuge in Amida Buddha. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Naman Nox, Naman Nox, Naman. Gangon Jose Can I ask everyone to please once more put your hands together in God's show or bow your head in contemplation as we say together, Nam Mô Bụddha Bụddha, I take refuge in Amida Buddha. Nam Mô Bụddha Bụddha, Nam Mô Bụddha Bụddha, Nam Mô Bụddha Bụddha, Nam Mô Nops, Nam Mô Nops, Nam Mô Nops, Nam Mô Nops.
There we go. For those of you who are able, please rise for the reading of the three treasures. You'll find that on page 3 of our purple service book. Three treasures. Fortunate is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Rare is it to encounter the teachings of the Buddha. Now we hear it. If we do not seek the truth of the Dharma in this life, in what life shall we find it? Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together emerge into ourselves the principles of a way to enlightenment and awaken within us our highest aspiration. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the Dharma and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in a life of harmony in the spirit of universal brotherhood, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages, a myriad of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful teaching. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of the Tathagata's teaching. Namo Vedabats, Namo Vedabats, Namo Vedabats, Namanda, Namanda, Namanda. Now we have a gatha, or song. Today we'll be singing When We See the Golden Sun. You can find it on page 183 of the service book. Thank you. You may be seated. Now we will have our Dharma message.
Can I ask everyone to please put your hands together in Gosho or bow your head in contemplation as I read these words from the larger sutra. If, when I attain Buddhahood, the sentient beings of the 10 quarters, who with sincere and entrusting heart aspire to be born in my land and say my name even 10 times, should not be born there, may I not attain the perfect enlightenment. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Nots. Namo Nots. Namo Nots. Hello, everyone. I hope you all had a wonderful week. It is very interesting that, especially yesterday, it was sort of sunny in the morning, and then it ended up becoming rainy in the afternoon. Maybe it's just me and getting used to the northwest weather, or I don't know. But today, I would like to talk a little bit on the subject of Pride Month. This month is an important month, especially for a lot of people who identify as LGBTQ+. And so every single June, I would like to just talk a little bit about why Jodo Shinshu Buddhism, our school of Buddhism, supports the LGBTQ+ community, because I think it's very important. Right? It is something that people discriminate against, and I agree that it is wrong to do so. And so I would like to use the basis of Jodo Shinshu as the reason why our school of Buddhism supports and allies with the LGBTQ+ community. So what I read at the beginning of this talk was from the larger sutra, one of the 3 sutras that our school of Buddhism looks to for guidance. And this part in particular is one that I quote a lot. So you might have heard this before. What I quoted today is the 18th vow. I'm sorry to say the same word, vowed, by Bodhisattva Dhammakara. Bodhisattva Dhammakara is the being who became Amida Buddha, the Buddha of immeasurable light and infinite light. The fact that I said became means that this vow, in order to become a Buddha, Bodhisattva Dhammakara says, I would not attain enlightenment if this vow is not perfected. If it becomes untrue, I will not be a Buddha. Thus, Bodhisattva Dhammakara has already become Amida Buddha, thus stating that that vow is true. Right? This vow, again, states that if, when I attain Buddhahood, the sentient beings of the 10 quarters, who with sincere and entrusting heart aspire to be born in my land and say my name even 10 times, should not be born there, may I not attain the perfect enlightenment. So the one part about this is the part that I would like to highlight in regards to who this vow pertains to. And that who is the sentient beings of the 10 quarters. According to Buddhism, the 10 quarters means everywhere. With sincere and entrusting heart, aspire to be born in my land, say my name even 10 times, are not born there, may not attain the perfect enlightenment. This means any single being, any sentient being, who aspires with a sincere and entrusting heart to be born in Amida Buddha's Pure Land. They are born there. And so I wanted to actually take apart the actual word in regards to, well, technically the Chinese version that came out. What I read is a translation of the Japanese translation of Chinese, which is a translation of Pali. So it's like going through Google Translate and like transferring back and forth. So it's not exactly perfect. So I decided to take the Chinese words and tell you what the translators translated sentient beings to, right? What are sentient beings, right? Because according to science, too, sentient beings are beings with sentience. And now, according to science, this can include, and I'm not saying that people are cannibals, but things that we eat, right? And this includes, right, I believe, anything with a vertebrae, as well as, I believe, crabs, lobsters. I'm thinking about what we eat and mainly come from the ocean. I assume squid. Now they have octopus as a sentient being. Right? So then the question becomes, does the vow pertain to them? I will leave that question to you. Because the Chinese characters that is written for sentient beings, and I apologize, I don't have 3 hands, but is written like this. So I apologize. I'll go 1 character at a time. Sentient beings is from the translation shujo. Shu, this word, character, shu means great numbers, multitude, populace, or companions. The second character, jo, has various meanings, various meanings, but it could mean birth, life, or living. Okay. Thus, together, if you want to do it actually like literally together, right? Shujo can mean great number birth, great number life, multitude birth, multiple life. Right? I like this one. Companion birth or companion life. According to the dictionary, shujo means mankind, humankind, or all living beings. So this is what is written in the Pali translated, Chinese translated, Japanese translated English version that I have sitting over there. Shujo. This is what Bodhisattva Dhammakara used as a word, shujo. As to who or what can be born in their Pure Land. And just looking at these words, the translations of these words, I don't see anywhere that shows that you can discriminate who gets to go to the Pure Land. I think this is important to highlight. Because there are these words in that vow. And according to our school of Buddhism, this vow is the primal vow, the main vow that states why Amida Buddha is the Buddha that has the infinite wisdom and compassion to embrace all beings and does not discriminate against who that being is. Those words highlight why it is important and shows the wisdom and compassion that even I wish I had. To be able to show to people, every single person around me, this word helps us to remember that those who identify as LGBTQ+ are also human beings, are also living beings, and thus are also embraced within the wisdom and compassion of Amida Buddha. And that is why I believe it is important for me to do this Dharma message today, because it is important to remind ourselves to try our best to not discriminate against people who identify as something, quote unquote, not normal. Who, quote unquote, do not fit within the social norm. I think it is important that we remind ourselves to think upon what infinite wisdom and compassion means, and to decide how oneself can be compassionate to a community, to a group, to family members, to the world, and to yourself. And so I would like you to reflect on this word shujo today. And I apologize, I do this Dharma message at the very end of June. But I would encourage you, just because that this is Pride Month, does not mean that you should stop thinking about this. To continue to think about this as you continue on in life. So with that, I would like us to close. Put our hands together in Glasho, bow your head in contemplation and respect. As we say, Namo Amida Butsu, I take refuge in Amida Buddha, with gratitude to the infinite wisdom and compassion. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Nots, Namo Nots, Namo.
Thank you, Sensei, for your Dharma message. It's better to have that message in this month. You made the deadline, so it's there. Thank you for giving us something to all think about. Will you please rise if you are able? We will have the song or Gatha Odok-san 2. You'll find that on page 153 of your service book. And please remain standing afterwards. Thank you. Will you please turn to page 8 and read along with me the daily creed of Jodo Shinshu. I never get it open on the... I'll get there, Joe. Hang on a second. All right, here we go. Realizing enlightenment is assured and reciting the Nembutsu, I shall live my life cheerfully and positively. Understanding oneness of life and cultivating self-reflection, I shall diligently attend my life's tasks in gratitude. Recognizing the Dharma path, I shall help spread the teachings of the Buddha. Appreciating the Buddha Dharma, I shall respect and help others, working for the good of society. Namo Vedabits, Namo Vedabits, Namanda, Namanda, Namanda. Thank you. You may be seated. Thank you, Ruth, for your piano playing. It's always good to have live music. So, any first-time visitors, guests, like to make themselves known? Okay, it's just all of us again. That's wonderful. But I'm always hopeful that somebody will come in that door, sit down, and enjoy being here. So, we will go on with announcements. Don't be shy. Somebody's got to go first. I think Kendall's got a good one.
Good morning. After service, there's obviously the Kansho workshop, but we'll also be testing our brand new shave ice machines, which is amazing. So if that's incentive for you to stay for the Kansho workshop, I would encourage you to stay if you don't mind some test batches that we'll be doing. So, but stick with us and we'll get it right. Thank you.
And of course, when we think of Monodori coming up, the first thing we think of is washing dishes. So there are openings, and it's admittedly the part of the duct that's under the water. It's not out there looking good, but it needs to happen. So if you can spare a couple of hours at some point during the day, we have a sign-up sheet. Please come and help out. Thank you very much.
Yeah, the Monodori sign-up sheet is on that bulletin board there. You can sign up there, and I'll post it to the Sign Up Genius, or you can go directly to the website, which is listed here, and sign up yourself. And then you get, email notices and stuff like that. Okay? But we're probably only 30% full, so we're going to have to recruit some people.
So thank you, Kendall, for announcing the Kansho workshop today. I don't have to really do that announcement. But one other announcement is a reminder about those who would like to do the kieshiki during the Northwest Convention. Again, the kieshiki is the Sarana affirmation ceremony in which you take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. And then at the end of the service, you receive your Homyo or your Buddhist name. If you would like to listen to Dharma messages, I forgot, the second week in June and the fourth week in June, I talked about the kieshiki and the Dharma message. So please go onto our YouTube to view that. But if you are interested in signing up for the kieshiki during the Northwest Convention, please sign up online. The deadline is July 14th, so I'm going to pretty much be doing this every week to encourage people to sign up for the kieshiki if you would like to. Again, I am not forcing people to do this. This should be, again, it's an affirmation ceremony for yourself that you are taking refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Okay, thank you very much.
somebody stole my little blue sheet, but that there are plenty of them out there. So all the information you need for all the upcoming events, July is just crammed and full. It's amazing how we fit it all in there. But the days are longer, so that's how they fit it all in. So let us close our service today. And those of you who wish to, you may come up afterwards and make an offering or a shoko. So my life is not only my life, but the life of others. Sacrifices, kindness, thoughtfulness, and patience. I am grateful. Namo Vidabats, Namo Vidabats, Namanda, Namanda, Namanda. Thank you for attending. Please be safe. If you're driving up to Seattle for Pride Parade, do be careful. It's going to be busy up there. Thank you again. Corey, workshop, all sorts of